All right. We've got Serel in the top left side of the map. It's the Esports World Cup Grand Finals. And we're going to find out who will be our world champion. Serel for Basilisk in the top left side of the map, or Classic for Twisted Minds in the bottom left. And you know what? Classic defeated Serel in Dallas just a few months ago. I believe about a month before this tournament was played, maybe a month and a half. Took him down there 3-1 in the quarterfinals. A huge upset. It actually finished on this exact map. Same spawns as well. Since then, though, they had a rematch earlier in this tournament in the group stage. And despite Classic taking down Serel in late game multiple times back there in Dallas, they played late game again. Serel had good starts. Pretty much all of the games they played earlier in the group stage in a best of 5. Despite that, he played to late game. He let Classic get to late game, often to very decent positions, but Classic couldn't take him out. It was 3-0 in Serel's favor. He sent a message. He reasserted dominance. Chat's pointed out Classic Twisted Minds was 2024. He was played for Virtus Pros Classic. I forgot he was playing for VP. I don't know why the replays haven't hung onto their team logos or anything like that. For whatever reason, they haven't. But he was playing for Virtus Pro. My bad on that. Thank you, Twitch chat, for catching me. So Probe's going to come in. This is a Gate Scout, which is about the most conservative opening you can do. And I think this is a bad choice against Serel. I've been criticizing Classic for doing this opening a lot, but especially against Serel is absolutely wild, because Serel never 12 pulls. The last time he 12 pulled in his EVP, probably over a year ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. If anyone can find a match where he's 12 pulled in a 1v1 tournament, in a pro setting, in the last 5 years, please find me that VOD. So I don't really know why you would do this Probe Scout. He's going to do the same opening every single game. So this is Classic here, doing something that he does most games, but he's got to cut corners if he wants to be able to reestablish what he did in Dallas. He can't be playing super safe like this against a guy where Serel, he's not predictable later on, but he is predictable at the very start of the game, and I would have loved to see him skip the scout, go gas first, and have a slightly smoother opening, but it's not really part of Classic's ballpark. And that's one unfortunate missing piece of range, where I think Hero, he very regularly skips scout and goes gas first, and I do think he gets a bit of an edge by doing that. That being said, it's not the biggest thing. Big thank you, Brainless, by the way, watching live and gifting some subs. Thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate the support. Trying to get back in the rhythm of getting the videos out. We've been doing well on Pigcasts with that. Still really bad on the main channel and a few of the other channels, but hey, it is what it is, right? Just kind of building things up one at a, a little bit at a time and seeing how we go. Probe's going to pull to the right. Drones are going to go on that third hatchery. Okay, so check this out. Stargate comes up, chronoing probes. Classic right now looks like a pretty normal opening, as is Serel's. And I think there's a high likelihood of Glaive Adepts to start this series. Why? Because it's such a good way to punish a greedy Zerg. And we'll see if he can kind of get some damage with something like that early on. Gets himself a drone. Late Spore Trick for Serel. Good first catch. And second Adept's going to shade forwards as well. Void Ray first. Ah, okay. Classic's looking to deny scouting. Now that often leads into like a Zealot all-in or something like that, or a Glaive Adept. Massive timing. We'll see if Classic does that. The double mind game is you do the Void Ray, you deny the scouting, and then you just play a normal greedy build. We'll see if he's confident enough to pull that off here against Serel. Especially remember, it's got to be weighing in the back of his mind that Serel did beat him pretty soundly in late game earlier in the tournament. So Classic, he normally plays to late game against every Zerg. Will he be willing to do that against Serel? Oracle starts up next. Void Ray comes in, turns on the Prismatic Alignment, and blasts that Overlord. Healing the Adept up on the Healing Shrine, very nice. Probe's going to go over and heal on this base. Okay. This looks like a pretty chilled out opening. This looks super standard for Classic. Yeah, all right. Very straight up so far. Serel. No Roach Warren just yet. That's pretty standard. About 420 would be the very safe timing to put a Roach Warren down if he's worried about Glaive Adepts. And usually you do that if it is a Stargate. And oh, second Stargate goes down. But wait, why is he building a second Stargate? He doesn't even have a fleet beacon yet. Is he going Mass Oracle? He's building a second Oracle. He's going to play Mass Oracle Surprise. Ooh, Classic bringing out a build from the past. We'll see if he can make it work. Oracle does try to get some drones. Oh, no, don't lose the Oracle. Oh, he gets the Queen. Nice move. I think that's worth. Does dive the Void Ray and the Oracle takes a bit of damage, but he does take out the Queen. Second Stargate. Guys, there's no fleet beacon. No fleet beacon. What is this? He's going to make another Oracle, right? Void Ray goes back in, not able to find it. No shields, so he's got to get out. And these Stargate's just chilling for now. There we go. It is. It's double Oracle. Okay, so he's going to do a mass Oracle surprise. Serel right now is only going to 5 queens, which is really good for the mass Oracle's chances of doing damage. When they attack, they need to dive a base and kill the Spore Crawler as the first thing they do. That's like the biggest priority, is just kill the Spore. Spore has 300 hit points. Oracles do 15 damage a shot. So if you have, say, 5 Oracles, it's going to take you 2 times 3, right? Was that 6? But then there's regen. Say if you have 6 Oracles, you can pretty consistently kill a Spore Crawler in under 2 seconds, I would say, if there's no transfuse nearby. Spire's on the way right now for Serel. Spire in the back. He's on 60 drones. Uh-oh. Queen comes out into the open. That's bad for him. 4 Oracles and a Queen are going to have a party. 1 Queen goes down. The other Queens are dancing pretty well. Drones are going to try to pull to that side. 4 Queens all pulled to the front, though, very quickly. Nicely done. Another Oracle does go down, as does a Queen. I thought he was going to keep fighting there, but he pulls back. And he's stopped building Oracles? Oh, he's pivoting into Blink Storm already. Oh, wow. Okay, so Classic not actually committing that much. Doesn't really find the damage, man. For committing to 2 Stargates and this many Oracles, he was definitely hoping for more. I'm surprised he didn't wait for like 7 or 8 Oracles, but I guess if he waited too long, the Spire would have been almost done. Just feels like if he waited for 7 or 8 Oracles, that would have been really nice. Okay, someone was saying it's lagging. No one else has said it's lagging. Happened here too? Frames were fine. Well, everything looks okay on my end, guys. Might just be Twitch bugged for a second. You guys let me know if that continues. 8 Mutalisks are coming. Alright, no lag. Okay, it was just hitched for a second for some people. No worries. All good to know. Okay, so 8 Mutalisks is what we call the Virgin Mutalisk play, guys. Europeans love this. I love the mass muta play. Dark used to do it a lot. Rogue will do it a lot, where they just go for like 100 mutas. Just swap into full mutaling base trade style, right? Europeans don't like that. Serrel, especially a very conservative European player, hates going for mass muta. And look at that Oracle, see the mutas, man. Okay, very nice scout. Classic has the warning that he needs. The question is, he's going to go 2-star Phoenix, which will shut this down. But can he also defend the Roach attack that's going to come on the ground? Because that's where things could get scary, especially with Overlord speed. He could bring 7 Queens across the map. It's going to be really hard to stop those 7 Queens. Phoenix already coming out, along with a few Stalkers and a Void Ray. He's going to dive that mineral line. Oh, this is huge. Okay, High Templar in the open. That's unfortunate. The High Templar, does he have to morph into Archons? 1 High Templar goes down. Serrel willing to sacrifice if he can get rid of that high energy Templar. 2 High Templar do get taken out. Really, really good move. Unfortunately, the Mutalisks won't do anything else. The Phoenix can just chase them down. Easy peasy. Does change targets accidentally. Does Classic there, but it doesn't matter. He's going to shut down those Mutalisks. So the Mutas, at the end of the day, they only got rid of 2 High Templar. There's still 2 High Templar left. 2 more are building. Fleet Beacon's coming in just in case it is a mass airplay. But I think he's got to be worried about the Roaches on the ground. That's the real scary attack. And right now, he's not even thinking about it. He's got so few Stalkers. He's got 8 gateways, but he's making cannons, batteries, probes, and fleet beacons. Classic is not expecting a Roach all in behind this. Too slow to scout it. The Roaches and the Queens are already on the front. Classic caught with his pants down here. Looks like he's maybe giving Serrel a bit too much respect. The High Templar needs another storm. Great storms. Does take down the Oracle, though, with the storm. These 2 Oracles going to turn on their lasers. He just doesn't have enough Stalkers. There's so few Stalkers to guard these High Templar. The storms are pretty juicy, but that one doesn't really land too well. Phoenix not being that effective either. He's used up most of his side storms. He's got 1 left in there, I believe. Yeah, 1 storm left. He needs more Stalkers desperately. Trying to build 2 more gateways is Classic. If he had like 10 more Stalkers, I think this is a hold. But he's so low on numbers right now. Serrel eating massive storms to the chin. But he's got creep tumors behind this and a massive rally off of 76 workers. There is a huge amount of Roach Ravager. The High Templar with the energy got sniped before it could land the storm. He's only got about 8 Stalkers. It's not a big army. The Oracle Queen going to be falling. Look at that. Bile's landing on the Phoenix as well. 1 Oracle goes down. A Phoenix goes down. Stasis Trap. Ooh, does he get it? No. The Bile does take down that Stasis Trap before it can land. Stalker's getting overwhelmed. They've got to blink behind the Nexus. That means they're stuck in behind a wall. He does energy recharge, lands the Storm, but only 1. The Phoenix and the Oracles go down. The Bile's landing. And it looks like Serrel will be able to finish off this game. I don't know if Mutas was the most perfect play here. It does feel like, though, it completely tricked Classic. Got him distracted, got him overwhelmed. He has mass cannon battery over on these bases, but he just didn't build enough units. And that really is what got him. If he'd built another round of Stalkers in there, this is a very different game. but he was way too worried about those mutalisks. I don't think Classic was mentally prepared for Serrel to open up this series with mutalisks, and you could tell he was overreacting a little bit, even though those mutas were clearly just sacrificing themselves. The moment those mutas clicked on the High Templar, it really did not look like a mass muta build, but now Serrel just has too many numbers. He's making an infestation and +2 range behind it, breaks the third, now he's breaking the fourth as well, and he's got these stalkers pinned inside the base. It's going to be a relatively simple victory for Serrel there after deflecting the oracles. So guys, I can't help but wonder if he built 2 more oracles. I think, you know, the Spires just started there. I think if he goes with 6 oracles, maybe there's a chance of snowballing this. I think you should always be prepared to kill the Spore Crawler here. But he kind of ums and ahs, right? I mean, that with a Void Ray, the Prismatic, and Oracles, if he clicks on that Spore, it disappears, and he can kill a bunch of drones here. And then if he has 2, like, more Oracles coming in, he could snowball this, right? I really think that was a missed opportunity for Serrel in this game. And there wasn't even, for Classic, sorry, there wasn't even a Spore Crawler on the natural. So I think that was a bit of a missed opportunity. All right, so this is the point, I think, which is really crucial, guys. Classic's built a 4th base, and he's getting away with it, and he's going to kill all the mutas for just 2 High Templar. Obviously, it would have been nice if maybe he'd morphed some High Templar into Archons to protect them, but at least he keeps his high energy Templar. And you're going to notice, what does Classic do from here, guys? Because you know there shouldn't be any more Mutalisks. So the last thing you should do is build a Fleet Beacon. I think this is absolutely the wrong priority here. It makes no sense. I think it just makes no sense to build that. I do think Stasis Traps would have been really nice to blanket across. But, you know, it is what it is. And then he goes 3 probes, 7th and 8th gases. He just has no idea what's happening in this game. His oracles should be flying straight across the map to here, at least to the midpoint, to see anything coming. And he should be warping in stalkers this whole time. But he goes Fleet Beacon, probes, gases, pylons. I mean, it's all the wrong things. 2 High Templars good, and using energy recharge is good, but just no stalker warp-ins, building probes unnecessarily. It takes way too long to reset with the oracles and realize, oh crap, it's just too late, man. It's just so late. And then he's like, oh crap, and he builds 2 more gateways, realizing, but look at even how slow these gateways are. They're even getting just shift quick. It's just, man, because he landed some really good first storms. 1 or 2 more Stalker Warp-ins, completely different game. I actually think Classic was in a position where he could have been completely fine here, but he just was not expecting this follow-up. All right, guys, going game 2. Classic in the top left for VP, and Serrel in the bottom right for Basilisk. A great game 1 for Serrel. One has to wonder, I mean, obviously the Mutalisks didn't achieve much, and there's an argument he should never have built them against a guy who's already gone to Stargate, but it worked out so well because it just totally seemed to distract Classic from what was going on. Now, I think Classic needed to commit more to those oracles, like we mentioned, but one has to question, was it always just meant to be a let's bait an overreaction, maybe get a few queens, maybe get a bit of damage, and then he was clearly just playing a normal game afterwards, right? Get up the 4th, play Storm, play Stalkers, and it really... yeah, it would have... I mean, it's so hard to see how it would have played out, but, like, I think that would have been nice if he just didn't overreact to the Mutalisks. I think he could have held. It feels like, man, you just got to keep warping in Stalkers there. 3 cannons, 2 batteries on that 4th base just didn't matter. Unfortunate. It felt like Classic wasn't expecting the Mutalisks, and I'm trying to get myself in his headspace right now because... he clearly planned the 2 Stargate. Obviously, you planned he wanted to get momentum, throw Serrel off his game. But then I think the Spire follow-up was just something he maybe wasn't fully mentally prepared for. I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to like put myself in his mindset. I can't really know without asking him. But the mutas definitely paid off in the run, in the long run there. What's the difference between 13 Overlord and 14 Overlord for Zerg? He didn't go... he's going 15 Overlord, is Serrel. So the standard opening right now is you do an extractor trick to get up to 15 supply, and then you build an Overlord, and then you build 1 more drone, and your first drone's gone down. So if you see a probe coming in, you don't build the 16th drone, because then you can quickly build a 15 hatchery before they block you. But if they're not coming in, you build that extra drone, and then you go 16 hatchery, 18 gas, 17 pool. 13 Overlord is the simple build I'd recommend to most players, just 13 Overlord. Very slightly less efficient, but much easier, much more simple, and it's what most pros did until about a year ago, maybe even less. When everyone realized that essentially doing that extractor trick to get those 2 early drones out meant you got a bit more mining, and it avoided you sitting at 3 lava on your first hatchery, which normally happens when you build the Overlord on 13. Whenever you've got 3 lava sitting there, it doesn't produce. Guys, did he forget his pylon? Oh no, Classic forgot his second pylon. Oh, the pressure of playing against Serel in a best of 9 grand finals. Oh, that just... I mean, now he's down a probe, and he's going to double chrono his Nexi to try and recover. Oh, dude, Classic. Not like this, mate. You can see the impact of losing 0-3 to Serel earlier in this tournament. And now having to play a best of 9. Oh, he's got to get it together. Classic, you got to get it together. You're good enough, man. Even that last game, you were in a decent spot. Even though the Oracles did jack all, it doesn't matter. He's going to go super quick Twilight here. So we're going to see Glaive Adepts from him. It'll be probably single Oracle into Glaive Adepts. I don't want to see Void Ray again. I think you got to open Oracle here. Oracle does force a reaction. And remember, Serral's the king of being greedy. So if you don't open Oracle ever, you just go Void Ray or Phoenix first every game, he'll punish you for it. He'll just get further ahead, cutting corners. All right. Now, to be fair, if you weren't planning to Adept pressure, the only difference right now is he's down 1 probe. It's not that big a difference, that supply block. It really, so it's not the end of the world, guys. It just means he wasn't able to Adept pressure, which I don't think matters too much. Serel built 6 Zerglings for safety. He's building a whole ton more now. He wants to get a cancel on the 3rd. Ooh, okay, so Serel's going to look for a cancel on the 3rd. 2nd and 3rd gateway is already coming up. 16 lings plus 10. All right, we're going to have at least 24 Zerglings heading over to this 3rd base. Nexus goes down, Pylon as well. And Overlord's going to float into the main base. We'll find the Twilight Council and that 3rd gateway. Oracle moves across the map, which is really unfortunate because he's only got 1 Oracle. And these lings sneaking by. Oracle doesn't know about it. Oh, this is bad. This is bad for Classic. Stalker in the main will deal with that Overlord. Oracle over here finds itself just 1 drone, and Mass Ling comes in for the cancel on the 3rd. Another Adept Warp in there would have been nice, but with the Nexus being cancelled, no way to do that. He's going to lose the Nexus, the Pylon, and the Adept, and the Nexus was so far along as well. This isn't a Nexus that just started. Oh, dude. Warps in 2 Stalkers here. Oracle does come back. Serral's got him on lockdown. He cancelled Glaives. He cancelled Glaives because it got scouted, and he's making Blink. He's changed his plan. Remember how Classic got scouted against Solar and he just went and killed him with it while Solar assumed he wasn't going to commit? Interestingly, he had the confidence to do that against Serel. He doesn't. Oh, another cancel, Serel! Dude, Serel's in bully mode right now. These Zerglings giving wedgies to that 3rd base repeatedly. Did Serel recognize that because there was a lack of pressure and no Adept came across the map, that's why he's Ling pressuring? Good question. It may be reactive. Serel does tend to be very reactive with his build orders, a lot more than most players. We take a 4th base, Roach Horn, +1 range. Lair is almost finished. Templar Archive's coming in very early. Classic's going back to his comfort zone, and we know what's the safety blanket of Protoss right now, guys? Lots of Psystorm. You get that Storm up. You get to that mid-game, where you've got a big pack of Stalkers, a bunch of Templar with Storm, and then you go for Tempest and all the other things. But I do think Serel should kill him with a Queen Drop would be the best way to do this. Because he's got a lead. He's cancelled the 3rd twice. He's messed up the build. The Oracles aren't really finding any damage. Units lost tab is excellent. It's positive for the Zerg. He's building a lot of Roaches off 63 drones right now. No Overlord speed, though, and no 6th gas. So if he does go for an all-in, it's going to be sneak around the side of the map and don't let the Oracle see you coming, because he won't be able to bring anti-air with it. Ling's still dancing around. Stalker Oracle is active on the front. Oh, he could see the Overseer. Nope, doesn't catch it. Overseer's going down that right side. Oracle coming forward here. It's a lot of Ling Roach. I think it's all hiding. Yeah, he's hiding it off to the left. Nice moves. Don't think the tags really see too much. He sees a few Lings coming out. Infestation Pit on the way. 5 drones and another gas. Oh, I think Serel was expecting a 8-gate. Oh, yeah, he saw no gases. He's expecting an 8-gate, but I think now he's like, wait, if you haven't moved out yet, it can't be an 8-gate blink. So he's droning up, building a Hydrogen, building an Infestation Pit. He studied how Classic was playing the series against Solar, of course, and that's the advantage of watching your opponent play the same matchup right before. Overlord speed does come in. I mean, to be fair, Serral's economy hasn't been that good. This gives Classic a path to get back in the game, build up maybe 6 High Templar with tons of energy would be amazing. Forge is pretty late, but he can start getting the upgrades. charge coming in. Robo. Serral's going to poke forwards. He's on 81 workers now. He's got a decent-sized army. It's kind of hard for Classic to realize how to read where they're both at in the game. Like, how committed is Serral to army versus economy? Very hard to read. Okay, first storm doesn't do too much. That's okay, though. Stalkers will blink after it. Not able to find any kills. Hive and Lurker Den both on the way. Hydra upgrades. Overlord speed is now finished, which means this Overseer comes in, contaminates the +1, which had just started. Well, Classic's upgrades are going to suck this game, guys. +2 is already well underway for Serral. He's got 8 gases going. No doubt we'll be thinking about a 5th base in the near future. Serral is so far ahead on the Lurk attack compared to the Tempests of Classic. And what I mean by that is we're seeing mass cannon battery go down, but Classic looks paranoid because he's been in an awkward position this entire game. This is not yet. Now he goes second Stargate and Fleet Beacon, but it's late, right? Because we've already got the Hive finishing. Serral is going to have a fair bit of gas, and he's going to be making that Lurker upgrade, making a ton of Lurkers, and then he's going to start exploding across the map. Now, most players would try to push with their first 10 Lurkers, get active, get in their face, do a timing early. This is Serral. So remember, guys, Serral is much like the very scary Nemesis Sandstorm from the Mighty Boosh. If anyone remembers Sandstorm, he's basically a guy, he's a very angry creature out in the desert who's made out of sandpaper. And essentially, that's how Serral plays StarCraft. Like, his whole weapon is, I'm going to just get that high grit sandpaper, and I'm going to slowly wear you down little by little. Like, he literally... he polishes his opponents to death. It doesn't look violent, but he puts a bit of force into it, and they will eventually bleed. Hydraling coming forward. Oh, can he get the High Templar? The High Templar! The High Templar get hit by the Storm Hydra! Oh no! Classic's High Templar get caught out. He blinks to the right side. The Oracle gets taken down. Oh, Classic just gets surrounded by the Hydraling. Brilliant move by Serral. This was not a super committed attack. This was an opportunistic dive. He saw him out in the open, and he realized, I've got a fast, mobile army. Yes, it's weak to Storm if the Storm lands, but that's a big if. 2 Overseers still hanging around in the back. He sees this. I think he wants to contaminate the Tempests to stop them coming out before the Lurkers are here, but I think he's realizing, he doesn't quite have the energy on those Overseers. Roach Ravager comes in. Bile's going to take out the Observer. We've got a Zealot drop that could buy him a little bit of time. This gas up, not just mining on this 5th just yet. Whole army's coming back, though. Good defense. And with that Queen in the main, Lings are going to come back. He splits the army. I love the army split for Serral, because he doesn't want to miss his timing. The first 2 Tempests are only out now. Yes, there's going to be 4 Tempests in a moment, but they're not ready just yet. So it's go time. Ooh, Stasis Trap is good, though. That really slows down the advance. The Lings trapping his own units. The cannons, quite hard to buster. You really want to clear these cannons because they're the detection. 2 of these Lurkers are incredibly low. One of them goes down. The other one does survive. Tempests are here, though, which is going to make it hard for Serral. He's only got a narrow window of time to do damage before this army catches up with these units. And it looks like Serral's going to lose all of these boys. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have an Overseer as well. Cloak comes in. He's got to get out. A couple of Lurkers get sniped down. You know, Classic wants another one as well. And he very well may chase to that right side. Classic thinking about this base on the left. Now, Classic's still in this game. He's got 78 workers. He's got 4 bases. He's got Tempest Stalker. He does need to rebuild his High Templar and keep energy recharging. Oh, he blinks forward, but no detection. Stalkers take some damage. Nice. Storm. And the Hydra does go down to the Tempests. A lot of Stalkers actually fall to the Ling Roach, though. That's the sort of trade Serral wants. Any trade is a good trade for him as long as it's not appallingly bad for the Zerg. He's down 800 resources and units lost. Where are those High Templar, guys? So it's 4 High Templar right now. He's morphing more Archons. He's got full energy on a bunch of these. So he's actually got a ton of Storms, does Classic. Very well played. Prism's going to siege up in the bottom. No, he realizes he's spotted. He's going to fall back. Nidus in the back door right now. You got to watch out, mate. Nidus in the back door. Serral in the front door. And he's knocking on these cannons. They all fall down. Ooh, and these probes aren't going to deal with it. Those probes will not get rid of the Nidus. That whole base gets cleansed. 24 workers go down. Classic has really been on his toes since the start of this series. On his heels, I should say. Not on his toes, but on his heels. He's been caught a little bit flat-footed at the start, and now he's really in full retreat. He's just getting overrun. The High Templar go down to the Lurkers. Loses his 4th. More Lurkers on the 3rd base. Oh, it's a disaster, mate. It's a disaster. Ling Roach Hydra overwhelming. A few Lurkers do go down, but remember, he's got Corruptor Tech now as well. So we've got 3 Corruptors and a Viper on the way. Serral's still adding all these beautiful, efficient pieces. And he's just done so much economic damage. What detection even is there? There's 2 observers, no oracle right now. He's got to wait for the observer just to clean this up. All right, Knight is up in the main base. Things over there. Prism comes in on the right side. Ooh, Roach Hydra Lurker, let's go. Gets the Prism, nice move. Serel gets a Stalker over here as well. That base is wide open. Damaged probes, not going to get saved by a shield battery. A few zealots will come in, and Serel's Zerglings will get cleaned up, but he's over there on the left side again, denies the new 4th base being taken. Nidus Worm does try to go up in the back at the same time. Storm does clear a lot of these Zerglings, and the Nidus Worm ejecting Lurkers into the main base. They're going to smash that cannon pretty quickly. Nexus taking big damage, as will the probes as they start to get blasted, mate. That one probe on the gas somehow surviving a surprising amount of time as it dodges. But look at that, just hops back inside the Nidus Worm, leaves a single Lurker behind, so you still need to bring detection up if you want to deal with this. Still one Lurker, just leaving problems all over the map, and Classic a bit too far behind, man. I think his opening was a little off, and then he kind of mind-gamed himself. When he got scouted on the Glaives, cancelled it, and it just felt like from there he's been on the back foot this whole game. Parasitic Bomb does go down in the Mothership. Corruptors go for the divey dive. The Archons and the Storms kind of dangerous, but Classic is just way too far behind. Serel shutting him down in the second game. Classic forgetting his second pylon. Serel's all over him. Oh, he's going to have to bring it together now. You're down 0-2. And at this point, Classic needs a mindset shift. He's got to play that calm, confident StarCraft he's known for. He looked like a brick wall against Solar. And we need to see a little bit more of that. Just confident play. And I'd love to see him not gate scouting for once, because we know Serel does the extractor trick, builds the Overlord, goes to the 16 hatchery. This is very predictable for Serel. We'll see if Classic takes a bit of an edge. But no, he's going gate first. He's just going to gate scout again. Yeah, the probe arrest is annoying, but there's no way it gets enough value against a guy as good as Serel to be worth sending your worker across the map. Hatchery does go down. All right, guys, so it's a gate gas opening for Classic. It's Ultra Love. This map has some good choke points, some really good storm angles. And one of the things Classic got Serel with, I think it was on this exact map back in Dallas, was just a 3-base storm timing. Like, he builds the 4th Nexus, but he doesn't really build probes for it, and then he just hits you with like 4 or 5 High Templar and like 20, 25 Stalkers. Oracles overhead spamming stasis traps and Revelation, and you just shove in. And if the Protoss catches the Zerg going, 85 drones, 5 bases, Overlord speed, second Evo chamber, Tech and a Hive and Lurkaden, and you just find this sweet spot where essentially they have some, Roachling, Hydra, and just don't have Lurkers yet. They don't have any other tech, and Stalker Storm can actually hit a brutal timing at that moment. All right, guys, we've got the Cybercore there. Second gas up in the main base. People watching live, this is the finals. I think you guys can read the names on the screen. I think we're on a Heart of the Swarm track right now. I can't hear the music either. There's just some points in the StarCraft soundtracks where it goes very quiet. But chat going, is there music? I can't hear any. I can't hear it either, but it'll come in at a point. There we go. I skipped the track just for you guys. I tabbed out to skip the track, ruining the production because you guys wouldn't stop complaining. There's like a minute of very silent, and you can barely hear it. It's a point of the Heart of the Swarm soundtrack. Third hatchery goes down just before the Adept gets here. Nice move. Stargate's coming up. StarCraft 1 Terran is still the best StarCraft song. The Terran theme. The StarCraft 1 sound effects are actually just fantastic, man. Ooh. There is something about sometimes with the really, high-level audio engineering in a lot of modern games. Sometimes there is like... There's like metas in any industry, but I do think sometimes you lose the distinctiveness with a lot of sound effects where everyone's just chasing realism, and everyone's kind of all using the same techniques to record their sounds and stuff. And I'm sure there's audio engineers who are like, you're oversimplifying, you know what you're talking about. But I don't know. I just think of like the sound design, and yes, there's nostalgia at play a little bit. But I think about some of those recordings, those sound effects, and you go back even Warcraft 2, and I'm like, man, it sounds real good. Sounds very distinctive and high impact. All right, Dep's going to go out to clear this base. This time, no Zerglings waiting to cancel this. Twilight Council does come in along with a second gateway. That's a very quick Twilight. This does look like Glaive Adepts. And he didn't get a chance to commit to it last game. Glaive Adepts gave Serrel a lot of problems in Dallas when they played. There's a lot of leads going into the mid game. So far in this series, we've seen, like, you've seen Classic try to go to the like late game. He's just been behind 2 games in a row, guys. This has been, you know, we're not really seeing what Classic can do in an even game. We're seeing Classic just getting outplayed in the early game. This time, though, Serrel's just chilling. Oracle's dancing around. Okay, Stasis Trap goes in. I think the Lings do... Yeah, okay. Just nice micro for Serrel. Wasn't sure if he had enough surface area to kill the Stasis Trap in time, so he just plays it safe. Overlord's going to rotate. Alright, Oracle's going to go in towards the main base. This is just 2 Oracles, guys, into Glaive Adepts. He doesn't really see anything. Does that raise alarm bells? The fact that he doesn't see anything. It could just be a Twilight and a Forge on the natural. It could be a 3rd and 4th gas. He doesn't know. Glaive Adepts have been hidden. Roach Warren does finish, though. It's a very safe Roach Warren timing if he builds Roaches straight away, but that's a big if. Serrel doesn't know what's happening. He sees 5 Adepts. He does build 2 Roaches. He needs to build more, but he's waiting for lava right now. He droned really hard. Dude, that is 9 Adepts with Glaives. I think he sees it now. He's trying to build an Evo chamber, but he can't wall off. Dude, that Evo's poorly placed. It's meant to be 1 space higher. He misplaced the Evo. This is not a wall off. This is not a wall off even with that, is it? Oh, wait. Yes, it is. Never mind. I'm blind. Pig dum-dum. But hold on. Evo's going to get focused down. Cancel rebuild? Ooh, he does lose the Evo chamber. Can't rebuild it. Stasis Trap on the right side. Single Roach sets it off. Nice move for Serrel. Trying to build Roaches. Trying to build Zerglings. Trying to run these drones away as quickly as he can. These Adepts, though, they're finding damage. Ooh, I'm surprised Classic hasn't already rallied more Adepts across the map. They're just warping in now. If he has Adepts hitting the 3rd right now, it is wide open. These Adepts causing such distraction in the main base. He rotates around behind those Roaches. Grabs 3 more drones. Nice moves with these Adepts. The other Adepts going in towards the 3rd base, but the Roaches are now body blocking. Nice setup for Serrel. Evo chamber beautifully placed for Serrel, but the Adepts are going to go straight past it anyway. These drones need to go behind. Uh-oh. Oh, the Roaches are just not on top. Adept shade into the natural. More drones going down. That's 18 workers in total. Roaches are finally here on top of these 3 Adepts, but look, they're going to shift-click focus fire. Does take out another drone. And that is a massive amount of damage. 21 workers, Serrel on 40 workers, Classic on 66. He's got Overlord speed, though. It's kicked in, and you know he's going to go all in. This is similar to Solar versus Classic on Incorporeal. I still struggle so hard to say it. But I got it. I'm saying it haltingly, but I am pronouncing it correctly. Roach Ravager Zergling is there. Overlord speed. You know he's going to come with a big all-in. And it's just going to be what? Cannons, batteries, stalkers off 6 gateways. I love that he broke the rocks to slow this down. The natural is a little bit open. A sentry there may be very important to force field if he runs up that ramp. Or he could warp it in at this base and actually force field. Maybe it can reach across the choke point. I don't think it can. Oracles have a lot of energy, but look at this, guys. We've got 5 queens, or 5 queens, every queen on the front. Lots of Roach Ravagers Zergling. Can Serrel make some magic happen? Stasis Trap freezes up a whole bunch of these guys. The Overlords do go very far forward. Beautiful biles on those cannons that are stacked up there. These Zerglings so good for Classic, holding back the Roach Ravager. Dude, transfuses from the queens would be really nice. He does land a few of them, but another Stasis Trap on the right side, stalling this out. Brilliant play for Classic. He's building more batteries on the right side of this fight. He's just going to try and pick away at this with the Stalkers and extra Stasis Traps. Biles spread across the whole line. Oh, decent Biles landing on the Stalkers and everything else. The Queens are doing so well with the Transfuse, but there's just so many Stalkers, and the Oracles deciding to face tank those Queens do help out a little bit. Finally, the Oracles go down, but there's so many Stalkers left over. Remember, Serrel's down 30 workers in this game. Classic can pull the probes, lose every probe on this 3rd base, and still be miles ahead. Serrel knows it, and he's got to tap out. Classic with the surprise Glaive Adepts finally catches Serrel unawares. All right. Well, he's finally been caught out in a game. Serrel in the bottom right side of the map. Classic in the top left. It's got to be happy. I mean, that's a relief. If he didn't find the mark in that game with the Glaive Adepts, it was going to be really tough to get Serral's respect in the rest of the series. Now, to be fair, Classic's opened up very aggressive. He's really kind of thrown the kitchen sink at Serel. Doesn't feel too confident just playing a standard game. I feel like this is the moment where you might want to. You know, I still think just Stalker Storm, you've actually got the ability to play a straight-up game against Serel. I really don't think Classic needs to feel forced to be doing all-ins. He's going to do a Gate Scout again. You guys know my thoughts on this absolutely pointless probe that should be mining resources on the gas already instead. You might say, but the gas isn't finished. If you don't scout, you go gas first. It's a very nice build order. I think there are guys, like, against a Rainer or a Shin, I would be more afraid of not scouting. But against a Serel, I like I said, maybe not every game, but at least some games, skip the scout entirely. Or go for the block. Nice little micro dance there. He did bounce Serral's drone off for a little bit. And that drone has to get rallied back on. Serel dealing with the ever so annoying micro. Now, Serel did admit this proberast kind of tilts him a little bit. He hates it. He thinks it's really stupid. It's such a, like, I'm just going to click here to be annoying and make you to click here. I made you click here. Made you click here. Like, it's the most infuriating I love spamming buttons part of StarCraft 2 that even he thinks is relatively stupid. The greatest StarCraft 2 player of all time is like, this is dumb, man. Making me mine. Just being like, because look, I'm mining minerals. You can't mine from here. It's my mineral patch. Whoever's mining from it blocks anyone else from mining from it. And just keeps stopping before he mines the minerals. But doesn't end up stealing the minerals at the end there as the Lings are on the way. It's time for him to leave. He knows that. Stargate's going to go up in the main. 213. Very crisp Stargate timing, even before starting an Adept. Chrono's the Adept, but he rallies it backwards. Stargate. I wonder why he builds it down here, guys. What's this about? Is this so we can, like, warp in on the outside or something like that? I guess the nice thing is if you take this third, you can warp in units on the low ground off this pylon. Which is kind of cool. I still don't understand how this is worth it for Protoss to do, and that they can't do better without it. I mean, if the probe's there, you might as well do the micro. It doesn't cost you anything, right? It's just actions. But in terms of Gateway Scout, is it worth it just for that? Absolutely not. There's no way it's worth it just for that. Like, he's obviously scouting because he's worried about 12 pools, and it's just kind of a habit, and he's just not thought about that part of his game for a while. Like I said, him, Showtime's down. 3 Protoss players that are very high level that all just prefer that way of playing. They like the yellow belly Gateway Scout. Ooh, pylon in the back. Well, that's a sneaky pylon if I've ever seen one. Are we going to see Fleet Beacon? Could just be Twilight again, but to me it feels like a Fleet Beacon. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if you just go Twilight Forge? You just play a normal game, but you, like, hide it a little bit more? That would be nice. Just make it hard for your opponent to, like, know what you're doing. But not Twilight Council it is. Second gateway in the wall off. Full diagonal. Guys, that's a full diagonal. Almost impossible to have this Adept correctly positioned. Right now, I'm pretty sure Lings can squeeze in just above it. Oracle's there. That will secure the third base, but the third is not that fast, and that's because it's going for the Twilight before the third base. Second Oracle is now starting. Overlord sees... Yes. I wonder if he realizes there was a gap in production. I don't think so, because I think Serel probably would have cancelled the Evo Chamber if he knew that. Unless he wants to play... Oh, we could play Lingbane Hydra and go melee plus Baneling Nest. It's just seeing that the second Oracle was delayed is kind of a tell that your opponent squeezed in the quick Twilight Council. He's going to sacrifice the Overlord to confirm it anyway. I just don't know if the scout's early enough for him to realize just how fast this Twilight Council is. Ooh. All right. Queen pulls back. Okay, Oracle's going to dance away. The third and fourth gateway coming up there. Third Nexus going up on that base. Baneling, yeah, it is a Baneling Nest. So Serel, he's aware of the threat of the Glaive Adepts, and he is absolutely going to be prepared with the Banelings, assuming he builds enough of them. And it's kind of hard when you've gone a melee, you've only got 2 gases. Do you actually have enough gas to make the Banelings to deal with this? 4 gate Glaives are now up. Oh, he's a little supply block. These pylons a little bit late, man. Third base is now up at 5 minutes. How many? Yeah, does he move out now? Dude, the Adepts are kind of getting stuck on each other. He's going to shade these Adepts forward. Serel doesn't realize we're on Serel's camera. On Serral's camera, he's making 22 Zerglings and 8 Banelings. Oh, he knows. He knows exactly what's happening after scouting that Twilight in the back. Yeah, he's very confident. Okay, so he's still got some Zerglings that are going to try and counterattack. Extra Pylon to reinforce the choke point. Great choice there by Classic. Beautiful wall off. Oracles are there to defend as well. Meanwhile, Adept Shade forwards. Banelings force them to cancel, though. These Zerglings not really finding anything. The Adepts should clean it up. You know, Serral's built so many units. I think, as Classic, you know there's Banes. Just chill, right? Go Robo, go 6 gases, make Stalkers, start making Storm. And you should be able to play this out. Don't think he commits to that, surely. Oh, he does. Banelings are far enough away. He should be able to escape. Massling counter. Oracles are on the wrong side of the map. Oracles. Oh, no. You got to get home with these Oracles. He does warp in 4 Adepts in the mineral line. And with Glaives, I mean, they can fight pretty good, but they're fully surrounded, dude. They're going to get taken out. Adepts trying to shade forwards. He's trying to go after that base. Nice cancel. But Classic, he's got to be careful. These probes going back to mine a little bit too early. Battery trying to defend that base. The Oracles will clean it up. These guys going after the hatchery. Can they deal with it? Oracle's going to chase these away. Only 4 probes went down. I cannot believe it. Honestly, good crisis management for Classic. That was a disastrous situation, but he handled it quite well. He still wants this hatchery. Forge and Templar Archives are on the way. 3 more probes. He's up over 10 workers right now. The real goal for Classic right now is keep your units alive. And that's much easier said than done. Oracles are both about to run out of juice. 4 more probes go down. Great run by there for Serel. And his Lings looking to catch these Adepts on the way home. If those get surrounded, it's bad news. If he can shade backwards, he'll be okay. As long as he shades back now, he can fight. Oh, Classic not watching. Oh, no, he was on A move, which means his Adepts split up. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, he's going to lose a whole bunch of these Adepts now to the +1 Zerglings. Oh, that was a nasty trade. Sometimes, usually being on A move is good. In that scenario, it hurt him because the Adepts at the back got in range of the Zerglings first, so they stopped to shoot. Then these guys stopped to shoot, and he actually spread them out. And when they're spread out, the Zerglings can surround them and kill them very quickly, whereas if they're in a big clump, all the Adepts are kind of covering each other's backs from the surround, you know? You get a phalanx of Adepts, a big formation where everyone's covering the person next to them. As long as none of them are unable to hold their shield above their head, like in 300, you know? Should be fine. Okay, Adepts are going to pick off these Banes. This is cute. I love this micro for Classic. He wants all those Banes. He's happy to kill a few Zerglings as well. Serel. Gonna try to jump on top. Storm's almost finished. Classic needs a 4th. He starts it now. But how does he cover this 3rd up here and the 4th over there? I almost wish he took this base. Just because attacking up this ramp feels really awkward as Zerg. The thing is, if you do that, I think Zerg just busts your natural. Probably leave your production a bit too wide open. Hydra pulls back. Nice micro for Serel, but oh, Classic gets it. And saves the Adepts. Very juicy. Got to be careful, though. He's just got to kind of hover in this dead space now, I think, is the way to do it. Probably siege it up would be good. Ling's going to go in on the 4th base. Classic's 4th with the Oracles. Should be defended. 2nd Forge goes down for Classic right now. Interesting that he's going to play 2nd Forge. I'm never too sure about that. I mean, he's got 6 High Templar. He's got a good amount of cannon batteries, which are being spread out, which is really nice. I like that he's leaving High Templar Archon on the right side and High Templar Archon in the middle and Stalkers out front. I mean, this is excellent setup for Classic. But it's all about withstanding the Hydra Bane. I mean, you know Serel is going to swarm with Hydra Bane. He's going to try and get you out of here in the mid-game. He'll probably go Hive behind it because Serel doesn't really all in. But he's gonna take a few big swings at you here in the mid-game with the Hydra Bane. See if he can do some damage. Spore moves forward. Massling on the right side. High Templar Archon are ready for it. Serral's maxed. He's building 3 more drones. I do expect him to continue upgrading and also to look for a big attack. I mean, he's got so much stuff. Gateways, cannons, batteries going down. I'd love to see another High Templar away from the control group on this left side. Just because right now his splash damage is a little bit centralized in this area. Do love the stasis traps coming in. Yeah, he's going to run the probes. He's going to run the probes and defend on this right side. Great first storm. Great second storm. Baneling sneaking through, though. Baneling sneaking through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Quite a few Banelings sneaking through. Great energy recharge, but the Hydras get a beautiful angle. Uh-oh. His units kind of get overrun. That Hydra concave for Serel is delectable, man. Zerg players everywhere licking their lips. Looking at those Protoss units drop like flies. He's a bit too slow to get the extra storms and Archons over here. Serel dodging storms like it's just with ease. Taking down all the Archons. And he just gets him, man. Classic didn't have time to get all the cannon battery up. Didn't have enough units together, I guess. And the angling was just so good. Serel taking that position around the left. Classic not seeing that coming was really problematic because pushing up the ramp for Serel, his units are really comfortable. Once he's up the ramp, he's in the open, he spreads out. And when these Hydras are spread out, like, okay, that's a great storm on the Lings, but you can see the Hydras just dodge so easily. Such calm, organized play for Serel. He's adding more drones, infestation pit behind it. More Hydras and Lings are on the way. He's got this one in the bag, man. That is a really smooth Hydraling Bane timing. I thought he was a little ahead. I didn't think he was miles ahead, but he made that timing just look absolutely dominant. And it is one of the better maps for it, to be fair, but Serel takes the lead 3-1. So I actually think the Glaive Adepts are done okay. I don't think the second Forge is just the best value in general. Like I said, I don't know. It's okay. I do think he needed more Stalkers. He's got 8 Gateways, but he's only got 8 Stalkers, and it's 9.5 minutes. Like, I get cannon battery is important, but one has to wonder, guys, 8 Stalkers? Is that enough? That feels like too few. I feel like you want more Stalkers here. Obviously, Archons are great against Ling Bane. High Templar are good against Ling Bane. But, like, you do need some actual regular units that can shoot at range as well. I also don't know how I feel about this building layout. What do you guys think about this pylon, instead of being there, and going gate, with cannon and battery behind it? Like, at least 2 gateways, but maybe even full wall this side. I feel like that's so much harder to get up. But look at what happens here once Serel gets up. Serel sees he's there, and he's like, you know what? I can just shove up here, and then he can spread up here and out here. And his army just, like, spreads, and he can weave through the cannons as well. And look at the pullbacks on the Banes. The way he spreads his units out so they don't just headbutt. Serel's Baneling micro. Oh, it's actually crazy how, because he just had too many angles he could come from. And this is why you need to engage. So this is something we saw when Showtime lost to Shin back at Dallas. Similar scenario, you need to have enough units where you're engaging the army out front and then pulling backwards. Because what happens is if you're only engaged here, he can just spread and re-engage, right? But the further he has to chase you back and the more room you have to fall back to your entrenched defenses, the more the Zerg is going to clump up on the way in, and he has to kind of pull back and respread and pull back and respread, and it buys you time. But if he's able to get like a 6 surround like this, essentially, where it's not like a 270 or anything, but it's definitely better than 180 with the angle he's coming from, or I'd say a little better than 180, because luckily the stasis freezes these units, but otherwise he would have had units kind of coming around the right as well. And imagine if he had some units coming from that ramp, then it would have been more like a 270 surround. GG, well played though. Excellent setup for Serel on this attack. Classic, you give him another 30 seconds, I think he's fine. But getting in just before these cannons are up and sneaking up this left ramp was huge. All right, guys, going on to ley line. Serel up 3-1. Nice Hydra Bane attack to finish things off. And Ling Bane is rather fluid, very mobile, so it's kind of good. Some would say optimal for defending like 4-gate glaives. I do wonder now, like Classic hasn't done a Fleet Beacon strat yet. He did do 2-star Oracle, but I wonder if he has faith in a Tempest opening against Serel. I wonder also, I still feel like there is room in the meta for Clem's single Stargate Tempest opening. Now, I know that's a super weird build, but we saw him beat Serel on this exact map with that build back on ladder like a year ago, maybe less. And it was so cool because it just gets such a big reaction. The Tempest get over, start picking off units. It doesn't slow down your transition into Blink Stalkers and Storm all that much, right? But I just remember the way Clem played it, where he's like, here's a Tempest that I can just micro picking away at your units and forcing tons of Queens and Aspire and try to get you into Corruptors. But I'm actually pretty, like, I only build 2 or 3 Tempests, and then I can just go, let's go Stalkers and stuff. Let's see, you know, let's go Stalkers, start blinking back in their face, harassing them with Stalker Oracle, add the Storm, and transition from there. All right, drones building up. We got a gateway there. Nexus up in the natty. Gas there as well. Two Queens, 4 Zerglings building. He's going to be pulling off gas. Got to question this probe scout. Feels like a big waste of money. I should probably stop at this point because I've questioned it so much, but it just seems so pointless. I can't be the only person who sees the pointlessness of this probe scout. against a Zerg who hasn't 12 pulled in 5 years in the matchup. Stargate in the back. Tries to hide it a little bit. Do you think he goes Phoenix or Void Ray here and tries to deny scouting? Chronoing the probes. Double chrono. Very nice. Adept on the front. Going to start to waddle forwards. Serral's got that creep tumor there as well. Alright, Adept Shades forward. Does have to cancel. Overlord in the natural. Second Oracle on the way. Oh, sorry, first Oracle, I should say. Serral's very good at scouting like this. Yeah, I think he realizes he can scout everything. I don't know if he'll see the Stargate, but he should be able to scout pretty heavily before that Stalker's out. If he sees, he's so good at seeing the second Adept pop, and then going, "Oh, you built 2 Adepts? Well, I've got a window now to scout whatever you're up to." And if he hugs the ledge, he's safe from the Stalker, because if the Stalker goes to the low ground, he goes to the high ground. If the Stalker comes to the high ground, he goes to the low ground, and he should easily be able to make it to this forest safely. So this is a 100% safe scout, but it doesn't see the normal position. Most Protoss players always build the Stargate over here. Not this time for Classic. And Serel, he's going to lose that Overlord if he doesn't turn it quickly. That's a quick response. He should get that out of there just barely. I think he'll have about 40 hit points left, right? See? 24. Should just barely make it over the forest before that Stalker gets to the low ground. Ling's coming in. Oh, he's going to target. Oh, look at that. Pulls the weak Zerglings to the right. That does lose him a little bit of DPS, though. Oh, Serel committing. He does get the cancel. Worth 3 Zerglings for a cancel. Lovely play for Serel. Oracle on the other side doesn't find any damage. Classic. Pushed back. He went for a stasis trap there, but took some damage in the process. Third Nexus, of course, does rebuild, as does a Twilight Council and 2 more gases. I mean, losing the Nexus is annoying, but it just started. It's not the end of the world. Classic needs to stay calm. It's easy to feel like, oh gosh, he's going to get way ahead. Remember, Serral's a relatively conservative player. Oh, the Roach Warren. He needed a Roach Warren anyway, and it protects the drone. Oracle goes down. He only gets a drone. 1 drone for an Oracle. Serral all over Classic right now. Remember, it's first to 5 wins this series. It's a big best of 9, but Serral has been mauling Classic. Yes, he dropped a map, but I don't know, man. I thought definitely Serral was a favorite going into this series, but I thought Classic would make it very competitive and we'd see a lot of those late game wars. Doesn't feel like Classic's kind of getting to that late game stage at all. You know, the early game's just going too well for Serral. We kind of saw the opposite in Classic versus Solar in the semis, where Classic's openings were just better. Dude, is he actually committing right now? This is crazy. This is a crazy person dive right now. Classic, what is this? Okay, gets 2 drones, and he actually saves 5 Adepts. That's impressive. I thought he was going to lose 4 of those. Okay, that's actually well done, because that made Serral panic a little bit, build a lot of Zerglings. As long as you can defend the counterattack, that's not bad at all. Oracle's overhead. Templar Archives goes down. Blink as well as a few extra gateways. That's the sort of... Sometimes you got to confidently shove in just to scare your opponent, just to get a reaction. Serral Classic seems to be more famous than Serral. At least he has more stalkers than him. Amazing. Twitch chat on fire today, guys. 13 drones are on the way for Serral. His 4th base, not crazy fast, but decently timed. Oracle, I don't know, does he have enough energy? Yeah, he gets 2 creep tumors, but there's still an active one on the right side, so not too effective. So the Queen's move over to replace that. I'm still a bit flabbergasted. Who was it? It was Susborn that said that. Shout out to Susborn. What a joke. So dumb. I appreciate a bit of stupid jokes sometimes, mate. All right, so the Overseer's going to wait down here to contaminate the upgrades later, guys. Serral does not have... Guys, he doesn't have an infestation, but he's taking 2 gases on his 4th. Oh, he's faking a lurker play. He's faking lurkers. So the Oracle gets pushed back. He wants Classic to fly up, see drones and both gases on his 4th. That tells you Serral's playing like 85 drone full macro hive techs on the way. But in actuality, he's massing roaches. I've seen Raynor do this build. I think he did it in GSL. It's the 7-gas mass Ravager all-in. He's going to make so many... Like, there will be more corrosive biles. He will have enough corrosive biles to blot out the sun. We're talking the Persian archers in 300. I'm telling you, man, Classic is going to need to have a strong shield arm because this hits with a crazy amount of Ravagers. Then again, he's going Tunneling Claws. Interesting. He's adding that as well. Overlord speed so he can, you know, create the highway, potentially bring the Queens as well. There's only one Oracle up, so he doesn't even really need to bother. Mass Roach going down that left side. Serrel keeping his tech really low, really simple. Classic has not scouted it. So Classic just has no idea. Right now, Classic's basically focusing on denying creep rather than scouting the economy and just playing blind. That actually might be good for him. Oh, that's not a sentry. These roaches are going to try to run in, take as good of a fight as they possibly can. Serrel accidentally attacks the rocks. Big army on the front running in at the same time. You got to be careful, mate. Here comes the Ravager Queen. This is a roach distraction. The Stalk is so busy chasing these roaches into the main. It means Classic's not ready to defend his fourth base. Oh, no. Serrel just running circles around him right now. He should have warped in a sentry or a few zealots to stop those roaches getting through the wall. Oh, nice storm, very nice storm, but he's already losing a lot of probes on that fourth base, and he's got so few stalkers here. They do blink back to dodge, finally cleaning up these roaches in the main base, but 15 workers have already gone down. Can he keep the fourth base alive is the question. Baneley Nest infestation pits on the way, not to mention Burrow's done. Tunneling Claws will be done momentarily. You know Serrel's going to burrow into that main and natural soon, but there is a cannon in the natural, cannon in the third. No cannon in the main, unfortunately. Those roaches are going to go for it. Tunneling Claws is done. He's burrowing in. Uh-oh. Does Classic realize? I don't think he has any idea. We're on Classic's camera right now. There's a black smear there, guys. I'm off his camera, but we're just observing. Will he get vision? He doesn't get vision. They're going into the main. Oh, no. Serrel sniped the fourth base right now. Classic has no idea. The pylon gets blocked. Classic realizes the pylon gets blocked. He realizes, he's like, wait, why couldn't I build that building? Quickly runs his probes. Amazing reaction time for Classic. Instantly putting 2 and 2 together and realizing, why did that pylon not go down? Why did that bug out? But the roaches hanging out in the base and a mass army still on the front. Hives on the way behind it, as well as a Baneley Nest. Serrel using so many different openings, so many different Unicoms, so many different tools to just cause problems for the Protoss player. He's going to unburrow in the natural. There is a cannon there, but as long as he unburrows and focuses those probes, he can still do some very good damage. Does take out a few of these guys, and another roach does get taken down, but he's making these revelations get used as much as possible. 2 roaches go back into the main base, where he could continue to pick off workers. Hydrodens on the way, as well as a hive, so he will go lurkers eventually, but Classic 140 supply stuck on 3 base, and he just cannot get through the early and mid game. Serrel is just throwing so many different things his way, and Classic seems to never be ready. Oh, this burrow, he could storm to kill it. Stalker's warping in the main. Classic sees one of the roaches. He doesn't have any mobile detection. Oh, it's so awkward, man. Mauling roach on the left side. These roaches still running circles around. Classic's been chasing his own tail for a while, and it's not about to end anytime soon. That pylon is an Artosis pylon, guys. That's right. Where the heck is Tasteless when you need him? Artosis gets taken down. A bunch of the tech does get depowered. The Robo and a few gateways. Lings do get taken care of, but guess what? Fourth base denied again. Pylons cancelled, taken out. Nexus cancelled. Stalkers do a pretty good chase. Classic could build an Omega army if he can push before Lurker techs up, and that Lurker den's only halfway done. He's got 8 High Templar. He's got 35 Blink Stalkers. Dude, wouldn't it be sick if Classic does the Protoss thing now, where he counterattacks and just wins? I mean, the Banelings are the problem for that. If the Banelings connect with the High Templar, it won't work. But this is a big army. This is a big Protoss army with a crazy amount of Psy Storm. He's got a Warp Prism. He's not probing. He's not trying to make a fourth. Classic's like, all right, nope, we're just going to do this. He's warping in a High Templar, energy recharging it, and then shift-clicking it to the front. Really nice play. How will the storms land? Here we go. Banelings coming in from all sides. Beautiful dodges on those early ones, but the Banelings getting close to the High Templar, not quite landing on top. Observers trying to pull back. Storms landing on all sides. Classic with some excellent storms in the center of the mass. And dude, is he going to do it? He just wrecked Serral's army. Serral's army just got wrecked. Oh my god. I mean, this is the thing. You've been trading army versus economy this whole time. That Lurker tech isn't here yet. That's what you desperately need as Serrel. Yes, Serrel's still up in supply, but there's still a lot of storms left and a lot of stalkers. Remember, the storm timings pre-hive, pre-lurkers are what got him in their series in Dallas multiple times as well. And this one is out of desperation because Serrel's been punching his economy, but he hasn't really killed any High Templar. He hasn't killed that many stalkers. So essentially, this is just a 55 probe Omega Storm all in. But the lurkers are here. Stalkers will take out this base. He's going to set Serrel back to 3 bases. And I think Classic is going to have to try and transition into a 4th base and Tempest behind it. He's thinking about going up the cliff. Oh, dude. That's actually a really cool idea. He could have blinked to the high ground there and then stormed the ramp. No, no, no. You've spent too long now. No, you've spent too long. Don't even... No. Classic. No. No. Okay, he's going second Stargate and fleet picking. Good. Oh, dude, we've all been in that situation where, like, you have this idea and then you and ah about it. And you're like, oh, let's see if it works. But it's like you've taken so long thinking about it. There's no way it's going to work. Banelings take out one of the High Templars. The Zealots and the Battery will clean that up. Classic back in control of this game. Yes, Serel has 64 drones. Classic only has 54. But, I mean, Serral's what? He's just retaking gases on this base. He's fourth down here. He's just starting to rebuild. And Classic, if he can get a base up, that'd be great. Unfortunately, these Zerglings are actually blocking. Look, he keeps trying to build expansions. There's Zerglings everywhere. Unstable foundations, guys. Can't place an Nexus there. He's going to try to do it now. All right. So I think Classic needs to keep his army on that fourth. He could try to stay in the face of Serel. It's hard. Does he split his army? He could split his army half here and just defend. Or he can keep attacking, but he's got to be wary of run-bys. Like, he can't be losing his fourth Nexus. If that gets sniped, it's a big problem. Look at this. The creep keeps spreading backwards. Oh, that's really nice. Denying that creep. Very important for Classic here. That creep gives so much map vision. All right, these Zealots get pushed back by the Lurkers. They just deny gas, nothing else. Stalkers need to blink on these bad boys, and they will do so. Zerglings could find the High Templar. Got to be careful, Classic. Careful, mate. He's got Tempest out. He's got the building damage upgrade coming on. +3 attack as well. Zealots warping in the north. Really nice move there. Zealots in the north, Zealots in the south. Could kill the workers. His main army does need to really push Serel back, though. That High Templar trying to kill the Pirate-ling. All right, a few Zealots go down up north. Prism does save one of those Zealots back. Serral's got enough supply to hang in here. I just don't know if he can deal with Tempest. He doesn't have a Spire. His Vipers are just now building. He's only got 10 Hydras. I think Classic might have actually brought this back. I feel like Serel was mauling Classic this game. But at a certain point, he was just a bit too slow on getting to Lurkers. If he had Lurkers ready for that push, it's game over. It's super over. Nothing Classic can do. But without Lurkers, there's a critical amount of Psystorm with enough generic units like Stalkers and Archons supporting it, where your Roach, Baneling, Hydra just doesn't do very well against that army. Oh, nice defense for a Classic as well. Dude, look at the units lost to him. Serel, the efficiency king, down 8,000. Almost 2-1 in favor of Classic in this game. Really well played. And this one Oracle from the early game still surviving. Still hanging around. Classic is supply blocked. He's maxed. This is a problem. He should have left a squad of units at home, I do believe. I guess with energy recharge, could clean up with the Oracle. Oh, nice storms on this Lurker. Oh, great storms on the Lurkers. And the Tempests are there, man. He doesn't have any revelations, but look at the Storm Tempest. Dude, the Lurkers are getting blitzed. Big army counterattack. Lots of Lings and Lurkers on the other side, but with Zealot, Warpins, Cannons, and an Oracle, I think he might do okay. The Tempests take out the hatchery. Here come the Vipers. They're abducting the Tempest, but the Tempest might even get out. There's not a lot of anti-air units there. Okay, one Tempest does get taken down by the Abduct into the Hydra Queen. Lurkers are pushing forward. The Protoss army is not far away. Serel desperately trying to do counter damage. Dude, I can't believe Classic survived. This game had to feel like so desperate when he's moving across that counter pressure. I do not think he truly believed that pressure was going to work. But he just said, look, I got to try it. I don't really have any other options. And it did. The storms were incredible. I wonder if Serel should have just base traded. I think almost certainly he should have. Piggy, do you want to play auction? Guys, I don't even know what auction is. You guys let me know. I have no... Is it a good... I guess it's an arcade map. But we're having a bit of a casty cast. Next time, Katso. Lurker, Hydra Viper coming down. A couple of Tempests. Oh, big storms, though. Does get a few Tempest snipes, but the Hydra's getting owned. Lurker down here. Uh-oh. Oh, he's going to lose the Nexus, I think. As long as Serel clicks it, Serel needs to click the Nexus. But right now, he's getting distracted attacking the probes on the gas. And remember, these probes, really good at dodging when they're going back and forth like that. So the Lurker's going to waste a lot of attacks hitting just about nothing. Now he targets the Nexus. Oh, but he doesn't get it in time. If he'd clicked it earlier, he would have got it. And that would have put Classic's income back to the Stone Age. Right now, though, Serel's income is not all that much better, guys. Oh, by the way, we got graphs. Income advantage has actually been in Serel's favor massively for the last 10 minutes. Don't know if that matters though, because army size, Classic has had an army advantage for the last 5 minutes straight. Sorry, I just learnt where the buttons were to use those graphs, guys. I've literally never used them, but I found the button. Lurker Hydra taking some damage. Abducts! Oh, 2 Tempests. Youchies. Okay, only one of them goes down. He has to use another Abduct to get that Tempest. Good pickoffs by Serel. Oh, dude, Classic. You can't be losing this. No, Classic, he's going to lose the Nexus. Serel with a single lurker harassment. Just heal it with the battery. Oh, he doesn't have energy recharge. The Observer gets there, but it's going to get it. Oh, Serel gets another base snipe. You're kidding me. Dude, that's Classic's entire income. Look, his natural's almost gone. His main's basically gone. His third's dry as heck. 4 Tempest coming out. Motherships here. 10 High Templar. And there's still no Spire. The problem for Serel is he can't afford a Spire. So he's purely reliant on Abducts and Hydras to deal with these air units, which is very nasty. And, ooh, Warp Prism going with the Zealot drop. Sandwich! Big Blinding Cloud sandwich! Oh, the Lurker Hydra comes in from both sides. Serel with a very cool idea. Unfortunately, he didn't account for the fact that anytime you clump up, even with a surrounding your opponent, Storms are gonna find the mark. Brilliant idea, but it wasn't quite the play. Just too much Storm. Serel looking for the Hail Mary, trying to defend with Hydra Lurker, even though there's Tempest Mothership out, the point where the Hydra Lurker does not perform nearly as well. And the Zealots do get cleaned up in the main base. Hydras don't actually deal with the Warp Prism, unfortunately, as he's just too distracted on the front, losing yet another hatchery. A few more Lings are going to run in for a little run by. They will find a base defended by just a High Templar. Few Zealot Warp-ins, though, for Classic. We'll take care of it. Prism's going to rotate out. Serel has a new base up north. He's trying to take a base down the bottom right as well. He's just so poor. And he's dealing with this with much worse units. 13,000 resources lost difference right now. Nasty. Lurker does go down. Tempest here. Okay. All right. Ooh. Nice storms. Nice storms. Nice storms. Time Warp goes down. Only hits a single Lurker. Does take out one of those Lurkers. Dude, the Cloaking Field's good. But the High Templar going a bit too far forward for Classic. There are Overseers there. He lands really nice storms, though. The Hydra's very wounded. The drones, a lot of them went down. Great micro for Classic, who's going to snipe yet another hatchery. The High Templar looking for the mark. It's tempting to storm those, dude. I would storm those drones. I wouldn't be able to resist. He does manage to resist, though. Manages to contain himself. Tuck that one away back into his pants. Does just snipe the hatchery and rotates, which is going to work out well enough. Frenzy's on the way, a.k.a. Nanomuscular Swell, a.k.a. Hump. One of the many names that upgrade has. Let's clear this creep. Revelation landing on the Viper. If that Viper comes close, it's going to get focused down. There's only one of them. Looks like the Warp Prism just went down up there. Army moves forward. Ooh, those Lurkers potentially causing problems in here. There are Observers in this army. But the Oracle Revelation going to give detection at a much further distance. Oh, good storm on the Hydras, mate. Dude, he focuses down the Viper, storms the Hydras, and Classic is going to bully Serel here out of Game 5. And that's really good. That's really good. It's a best of 9. You need 5 wins. 3-2. That is a score that is not as insurmountable. And Classic, he's gonna get himself back in a position where winning becomes a real possibility. Down 2-3 against Serel is absolutely playable. And Classic hangs on and does really well. That desperate storm counter roll in, so well played. All right, guys, Classic in the bottom right side of the map. It's Torches now. Serel in the top right, does his little extractor trick as normal, gets the 15th drone, but he doesn't build an Overlord, which tells us Serel is playing 15-15. Why is he playing 15-15? Is he going to full wall his base or something? There are some all-ins off of the 15 hatch 15 pool. You do get your 2 queens out earlier. So yeah, he's clearly got a plan. Builds 1 more drone, and then an Overlord, and then a spawning pool. So this is the 15 hatchery, 15 spawning pool build, guys. Very good build order. And it might be because he thought Classic was going to block him, and this just gets the hatchery down earlier. Maybe that was why. Because the third base options are so far away. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just, this is just an alternate opening. Like, if he takes the gas at, say, 16 or 17 supply, especially, then we'll definitely know he just wants to play a normal opening. So he's at 16 supply now. Another drone starts. See, if one of these goes and takes a gas in the next 10 seconds, I think he might still go quickling speed and play normal. Normally with a 15-15, you don't go gas quickling speed as much. Not as likely, but yeah, he's playing gasless for now. Okay, very cool, very cool. Nexus goes up for Classic, who's continuing to just be annoying in that main base with the probe. It's a very economic opening. He's going to mine open the gold minerals. Okay. I like that. I like that. Tells those guys to return their gold minerals as the hatchery finishes. 2 queens start. This probe being a proper D-bag, by the way. Serel starts to 2v1 him. Probe finally goes home with those minerals in his hand. Second gas is here. Pylon in the back. Classic trying to hide information a little bit more. I really do like that. Alright, we're going to see those Zerglings. Time to run home for Classic as the Stargate goes down in the back. Odd Stargate placement. It's 2 spaces away from the pylon, which means he can't fit another gateway or anything in there. Normally you'd build it as far away or as close as possible, because then you can fit 2 3x3 structures. 2 robos, Stargates, gateways, cybercores, forges, any of those. But pretty much all Protoss buildings are 3x3. So you put it there and you just end up with a bunch of unusable space. I mean, you could put a pylon there later, but just a bit awkward. Stalker's coming out. Notice he kept going Adept into Double Adept, and then the Overlord would scout. So this time he's gone Stalker early, but Serral's already scouting with that Overlord. So the adjustment. Serral's not super predictable. He changes things all the time. He might have misplaced it because of the micro to save the probe. Maybe. Stargate does start. The Oracle, and you can see he hits 50 energy. Look how quick he is on this chrono boost. Within 3 seconds of getting that energy, does chrono it. Nice tight play. Very consistent Classic is on these little details. 3 queens coming up. Overlords on the way. And the links, the gas has just started mining at 3 minutes. Dude, if Classic double Adept pressured, that would actually be like legitimately hard to deal with. But I think Serel must have studied Classic and realized he just sits at home and goes Stalker on this map. Because if 2 Adepts came across the map, like you played a gasless opening, it's so greedy. And he just gets away with it. Super chill. Like, he does build 4 more Lings in case an Adept comes over, but it just feels so chill. He just got away with a full gasless opening. 3 hatch gasless, nothing but a few queens to defend. This is like a build that's pretty damn good on the ladder because most Protoss players aren't very good at multitasking Adept Oracle and punishing you for it, and you can usually just get away with the opening being a bit greedy. But Classic just letting him get away with it even though he scouted the build. I never understand. I've seen a lot of pro Protoss players do this. They see a Zerg play gasless and they just do nothing aggressive. I think that's a huge misplay. Oracles go in, they get pushed back. Nice queen defense for now. Twilight into 2 more gateways, 2 more gases. That 3rd nexus there. Look at this backup little wall off he's got. That's cool. Very cool. Full wall, of course, on the front. These players are going to expand towards each other. I imagine triple Oracle into 8-gate Blink would be one of the best plays here. I don't know. It just, to me, feels like 8-gate Blink pushing forwards with tons of stasis traps and stuff would be nice. Then again, pushing through these gold minerals is very awkward. But, like, you guys are going to be headbutting in this area. There's going to be a lot of fighting. Definitely relatively heavy Stalker into heavy Storm. And trying to fight as much as possible, or at least be prepared for the fight. Because, look, 6 roaches already on the way. Dude, it's a hatchery tech queen walk. Old school hatchery tech queen walk because Classic expanded towards him. And Serral's like, dude, I've already got creep here. I'm right next to your base. He's about to walk his queens. 11 roaches are on the way. He's making lings. Ling speed's here. He's played a super greedy opening. And normally off these super greedy openings, you don't expect it to turn into aggression quite so fast. And he's done a good job of hiding his intention. This looks totally normal in Classic's mind. He has no idea. He's not building cannons, not building batteries. I mean, he's got a battery, but only 1. He just doesn't know. He has no idea. Okay, he's looping around. These oracles, he's going to see the Ling Roach Ravager rally. Okay, now he knows. But he doesn't have a lot of time to prepare. He's got 4 gateways up. I think he's got 2 more morphing right now. You can see 5 gateways. I think there'll be 6 in a moment. He's trying to make sentries right now, which with energy recharge, some force fields could be helpful. Can he defend? He's building cannons, batteries, and as many stalkers as he possibly can. Classic, dangerously close to being supply blocked, but I think he knows he's about to lose a ton of units. So better to just try and make more stuff rather than pylons when you are in such a dangerous position. Still no energy recharge on the sentries. Ooh, does draw a force field to start. Stalkers go forward. Remember, he doesn't have blink just yet. Biles on the battery and the cannon in the back. The cannon goes down. The battery deep in the red, but it's out of energy. It doesn't even matter. The queen's smashing the oracles. Biles spread across the front. Beautiful engage here by Serel just before blink finishes. Hitting such a crisp timing. 11 roaches, many of them morphing into ravagers. He's got massling. He's got the queens there. The oracle's doing as good as they can against these zerglings. One's on 9 kills. One is on 13. But One of those oracles is about to fall to the queens. It's very, very low. The oracles have killed 23 units, but it just doesn't make up for how much stuff there is in his base. Stalkers need more room to breathe, and Serel gave him absolutely none of it. He's got creep on his base, mate. He's got creep on his base. Serel getting away with the greedy start and showing how disgustingly powerful his all-ins are if you let him be greedy. I think you have to go double adept. You have to punish this. And if those two adepts are in there rotating around and then the oracle joins, I really, it's going to be hard to defend two bases of workers. But he was able to just drone his third immediately as well. I think Serel has Classic downloaded, chat saying. I think you guys are right. I think he has a really good read on what Classic wanted to do here. He knew that Classic wanted to full wall with an early Stalker, not do a double adept pressure, and then take this third. And he's like, well, if I already have a third, I have the easiest queen walk in the world. And I can get away with a super greedy opening as well because I know you're not going to double adept me. That's a huge problem, man. All right, Oracle Stalker there, push the Lings back. Roach speed and +1 on the way off 60 drones. This is a really healthy advantage. Like, Serrel's building a 4th and 5th base, one of them on the gold, but he's not droning anymore because he's like, yeah, I mean, I've got 5 gases. I'm making roaches. Like, I've got a massive worker advantage over a guy stuck on 2 base. 15 worker advantage. Taking more hatcheries so I can transition. But, you know, look at that. Even gets a double pylon supply blocking him. And he finds the 3rd base. The Zergling's so elusive. Cancels the 3rd, runs away. Classic. He's going to try and go Dark Shrine. He's also going to heal the Oracle. Clever move. Finally, someone remembers that this exists. The Oracle does heal up to 97 hit points. Could have gone to full if he stayed there for an extra second. I don't know if it's smart as Protoss to take the right side base when you see the Zerg do the same and already prepare for a close all-in. I totally agree, guys. I think he should have expanded to the left, but I think he kind of had a build in mind. And I think Serrel was able to just set up a counter before the game even started because he studies his opponents. And I think this is one of the big things that we notice with Serrel. He studies his opponents better than anyone else. He always comes in with really good plans. And part of the reason why he's so good in ZVP, I talked about this with Max Packs for many years, is that he's always one step ahead. Like, he knows exactly what you're going to do before you do it, and he's got little details, little adjustments to his build order to punish you for it. Oh, Lings get in. Classic didn't leave anyone in the main. Oh, these Lings ravaging his probes, man. 10 probes. Gonna lose even more. That's 12 workers down. Oracle has to do an energy recharge. Classic making 2 base blink right now against a 5 base Serrel. Did I say 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Yep. It's got the gold up as well. Second Robobay Disruptors. Going to be the Hail Mary play. Classic Huff and Copium. He's now re-walling the left, and he's going to try and re-expand to the right. There are drones here to mine this wall open so Ravagers can get through. He blinks across. That might be a mistake. We got to get out of here. Runs over to his neighbor's house, kicks in the door, and he's like, yeah, you ready to go, boy? Serrel picks up his shotgun and slowly wanders over towards the front door, and Classic very quickly runs out of there and slams the door behind him. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it was a joke. It was a prank, bro. It was just a prank. Calm down. It was just a prank. Baneling's going to keep you very safe against High Templar. Defensively on creep, very good at connecting. Hive, probably going to go Ultras, I believe, is the transition. Just with the setup that Serrel has. Because he doesn't have a Hydra Den, I don't think. So he can't go Lurkers. You go Vipers as well to abduct the Disruptors. Got Lings everywhere. Serrel just making sure that Classic is indeed on 2 bases. Yeah, I think Classic should have reacted, but I think Classic had a plan before the game started, and he just didn't understand what Serrel was setting up for when he saw the gasless build into the fast 3rd hatchery. Does he really need a transition? I mean, you've got money. You might as well spend it. Like, why not? You're maxed out, man. Yeah, you should unlock some tech. Of course. I mean, he could win this game with nothing but Zerglings, right? I don't think he needs any unit other than the mighty Zergling right now. Not when you're this far ahead, chat. Not when you're this far ahead. Stasis traps immediately shut down by the corrosive biles. Disruptors come forward. Not really finding the big hits that he was looking for. The Lynx around is absolute. And that is just going to be ridiculous destruction. Serel gets the surround, and Classic has to tap out. Serel 1 game away from winning the championship. All right, guys. Serel shutting that one down with a delicious opening. Goes for the greedy, gasless 15-15 opening. And then just wallops him with a very well-organized queen timing. I think he knew Classic wanted to take that right side base. And normally not a bad move for Protoss, but even if he was gearing up for like an 8-gate blink, I don't know if he can defend that timing. Like, it's just such a crisp timing. If you don't harass him in the early game, you got to go double Adept. It's crazy to not double Chrono Adepts against that build. That's where my analysis has to stand. I'm thinking about it over in my head, and I'm like, I just don't think there's much else to it. If you want to take that right side, you better make sure Serral's not got a better opening than you. Serel had a better opening. And once again, we're going to see a Gate Scout. I don't like it. I think it's a waste of money. You've got to win 3 games in a row as Classic right now. Serel only needs to win 1. And these probes have not been paying for themselves. Serel does not like the 12 pool. He thinks it's a very bad build order in this matchup right now. But yeah, Serel's so good at studying his opponents. I guarantee before the day even started, he'd already knew all of these guys' build orders. Because he was like, look, Classic or Solar, he would have studied both of them, memorized their builds, thought of some little adjustments and plans for every single map, every single matchup. That's the Serel effect. You know, Raynor talked about on the desk, and I think it was Dallas a few years ago, 2023, or one of these other, maybe it was Katowice actually. I think it was back in Kato on the desk about how he's always shocked at how when they talk about games, Serel would just be like, oh, you remember in IEM 2022 ZVP round of 64, this guy did this build? And Raynor's like, no, I don't remember that, you freak. Like, what is wrong with you? Why do you remember that game? And Serel's like, well, there was an interesting build. I can't do Serel's Finnish accent, guys. Finnish accents are weird. Hats off to anyone who can actually do a Finnish accent. They speak like aliens. I love them very much. I do love my Finnish people, but trying to do a Finnish accent is, oof, it's hard, man. It's hard. Stargate does go down, hidden in the back. I love this adjustment for Classic. Sorry, chat says, correct. You mean his Texan accent? Oh, I forgot he's from Finland, Texas. My bad. But yeah, point being, Serel remembers matches much better than most players. He's got a brain that just thinks about it. I'm pretty sure every time Serel's in the shower, he just has like build orders passing through his mind, thinking about them. And that's it. I mean, to compete at the top level of a real-time strategy game like StarCraft, it doesn't just take an immense amount of practice. You really have to think about it all day, because a lot of competitive gaming, like the speed games are happening at, the advantage you get when you can predict your opponent's play ahead of time is just, it's massive. It's such a crazy advantage, guys. And that's, you know, often people go, oh, like this guy's really fast. But like one of the things, you know, there's guys who are really fast in StarCraft. I very rarely see, when I look at how they're playing, oh, he predicted his opponent's strategy exactly. Oh, look at that. Like Serel, you regularly are like, oh, he knew what was going to happen in this game beforehand. Rogue was the original best player in the world at playing like that. Serel, I think, adapted a lot of that into his play. 2019, 2020, 2021. Drone's running away. Good pullback here for Serel. But nice adept pressure as well. I'm surprised he hasn't shaded yet. There we go. Gonna grab another few drones. Yeah, you could get one more. Nah, good spore trick. Juicy. And he's gonna get sacrificed as he shaded into the main. Oh, great spore trick there as well. Serel, very crisp, man. And the Oracle dives. Damaged drones do get one tapped, which means 3 drones. But the Oracle's deep in the orange. I think all things considered, that's really good defense for Serel. You got rid of 2 adepts, and the Oracle's deep in the orange. That's a win. Now, oh, Oracle and the Adepts should be able to defend this base. As long as there's an Oracle overhead, the Adepts can afford to be very risky with their placement. They can run around in the open. Pylons up so we can warp in those 2 Adepts, and that can free up the Oracles to move across the map, because committing into attacking 2 Adepts is a bit of a crazy choice for just a handful of lings. Twilight Council and Forge go down. Overlord immediately scouts it. There are no secrets when you're playing Serel, guys. His big floating sack just sees you. That was a weird way to phrasing pig. Sorry, guys. His big floating brain. The Overlords are like the brains of the operation. They just kind of look like a bit of a water balloon sort of setup. 2 more gateways go down. So Classic's going to go Storm. Serral's going melee into Roach Warren. Does he not use the Roach Warren and just go Hydrabane? Does he try to tech into Lingbane into Quick Hive for Ultras and Vipers? There's a few builds available. I think Serral's got Classic on the ropes. So if he could play 2 gas into Fast Hive with a Fast 4th and just drone up the minerals there really early, he might just snowball this game. Because I think he might be able to sense that Classic's very defensive. We can see it. Templar Archives in the main. 6 gateways. Classic is very paranoid right now. He's just trying to get to Stalkers and Storm. Here we go. Overlord's going to go for the sacrifice. Does see a few more gateways, but not the Templar Archives. And with the 5th and 6th gas started, we should see that Storm starting any moment now. Goes for a Stasis Trap. Other Oracle being a nuisance there. Does keep the Oracle alive. Well done. Still no Storm. There we go. 5:55 when the Storm starts. Baneley Nest is on the way. Yeah, Serel is not going to use the Roach Warren, guys. That is a safety Roach Warren. If he was surprised by Adepts, he'd build Roaches. But when this lair finishes in the main, and he's building a 5th as well, 4th and 5th base and lair, he's going to go Hydradan, and we're going to see Hydrabane once again. Let's see if Classic can defend any better than on Pylon. I think Maganath is not a bad map to defend on, but once again, you can't like let him up the ramps for free. You got to engage him in the choke points, because once he gets spread across a wide area there, or if he gets in here and spreads across this big wide open area, Storms aren't that effective. So the real trick to defending Hydrabane is you got to be able to engage him in the choke points, try to engage him out front your base with your Stalkers, and then use Storm to cover your retreat, blink back, and that way the Zerg is going to constantly be fighting their own units as they clump up before they get anywhere near your cannon battery. Hard to do, hard to pull off, but it's something you can't really do if you just build cannon battery Storm. You need to make at least 16 Stalkers to do that. If you can get up, 15, 16 Stalkers, you have a much better mobile squad that can poke forward and start to really manipulate the positioning a little bit more. 4th hatchery fully saturated, +1 range, Hydra upgrades both queued up. So no second Evo, which means no melee upgrade after +1. Might go +2 next. Probably just focuses on range though, since it's the Hydras that do tend to connect. The Ego Chamber, says chat. Is that what I said? I meant Evo Chamber. It's the Serral we're talking about. There's no ego on this, man. Finnish people don't have egos. That's their superpower. Oh, 4 Overlords. Oh, he's going to do a drop. Oh, that's a clever way of opening up a front, because Classic's going for a second Stargate. Wait, where's his fleet beacon? He forgot his fleet beacon, lads. Where's that fleet beacon, mate? 3 Stargate fleet beacon. Wow, that's a transition, that is. He's going to go hard into Tempest, but he's only got 6 Stalkers. This is what I'm talking about. This is dangerous. You have to warp in Stalkers. Classic's trying to speedrun to late game and rely on cannons, but if you don't have a mobile army up front, this could be problematic. These buildings are also way too clumped. Banelings here or Biles on them will be really effective. I know there's no Ravages this game, but you got to be wary. I mean, I do love that he's got High Templar spread, but once again, these High Templar are over here. They can't storm on the ramp. His own building placement's a little bit awkward. I mean, then again, his supply is getting pretty high. He's making more Immortal Archon, which are going to be the more solid long-term unit compared to the Stalker, because they're just so tanky. He sees the army coming. Still no Stalkers warping in. This seems wild. Oh, he's going to move forward now. Yeah, this is what you got to do. Engage him now. Serral's not ready to fight. Going to try and land some storms, but he's not venturing out with his main army. He's afraid of getting surrounded. Okay, more Zealots and Archons are warping in right now. I think Zealots are only really going to be useful in counterattacks. Dude, there's so many cannons, though. Dude, there's so many cannons. And one has to wonder if sentries would actually be good here as well. Force fields would be amazing against the Banes. Dude, I like that. Storm's coming in. The Archon's trying to take out those Baneling cocoons. Oh, Stasis Trap goes down. Actually kind of makes him dodge his own Psy Storm there. The Archon High Templar morphing up there. One more Storm. He needs another Storm. He needs another Storm and an Archon morph. Great Storm into an Archon morph. The Banelings get in, though. They do kill a bunch of probes, some cannons, but a hold is a hold. That being said, no! Oh, the Lings are in the main! There is a Zealot counter. Kills 5 drones on the other side, but the Ling drop gets in. Baneling drop comes in the left. Kills a bunch of probes there as well. Dude, he's lost 32 probes. He only lost about 8 or 10 on the front, but he's lost a ton in the main base, and that Baneling drop got a few more there as well. And he chased him! Oh no! Classic chased him. He lost track of his army. He A-moved his units and they chased Serel into the middle of the map. Immortals and Stalkers just got walloped. Dude, the Lings are basically free. Remember, those Ling drops cost you nothing as a Zerg player. Serel runs in, snipes the Nexus, gets in, gets out. Units lost tab is almost even. That is crazy. And he loads up another Ling drop. You need a lot of units to defend this. Okay, he's got enough Stalkers. He should be able to shoot down these Overlords before they can unload. I mean, he's still mining off a 4th. He's got 60 probes. This is recoverable. Believe it or not, it is recoverable for Classic. But he needs to outplay Serel right now, and that's a tall task for anyone. Overlords are going to take damage. Stalkers take down 1. They take down 2, 3. 3 of those do get taken down. Nice move with the Stalkers, but Banelings rolling at the same time. It's just too much to handle. Banelings go boom, boom. So many probes go down. 12 of them go down. In fact, I'm surprised it wasn't more. As these Hydras click on the Nexus, take care of it. And that's an easy snipe. Hive and Lurkaden on the way. Serel has just been mauling Classic. I mean, you could see the confidence from the start, right? Serel just all over him in the first 2 games of the series. Not even close. Classic making a few mistakes with like missing pylons and things, and just, dude, you need to play really clean if you're going to take down Serel. Maybe confidence was an issue. I'm not sure if he fully believed. I don't know if anyone really believes, except for Clem last year, that they have what it takes to take down Serel. I mean, it's so hard to beat this guy. Classic hanging on by a fingernail. So his main base never died in the main. This one's rebuilt. This base has not had chance to rebuild. I mean, he's going to probably put it down, but he's basically just stuck using gas to make High Templar and Archons, nothing else. And we've got Lurkers with Lurker range on the way. 5th base gas getting transferred to. Really well done. Few Banes are going to roll in. This front-running Baneling kind of gives up the jig, though. Goes in a bit too early. And that does give time for Classic to respond. Massling Hydra comes in the left side. Easy Nexus cancel. Gets a few pylons. Gets inside the natural as well. Dude, those Lings doing damage. Remember, these are +1 melee Zerglings. No Adrenal just yet. But they will get it. It is on the way. Oh, even more probes going down in the main. Stasis freezes a single Zergling now. Of course it does. And Serel is just all over him. I mean, I know I keep saying it, but like, this series is kind of, even though, I mean, I'm almost surprised Classic took 2 maps. He obviously did really good at certain moments, but there's just been too many moments in the first, like, 6-7 minutes of the games where Serel just runs circles around him, right? There's too many of these moments, and I think in this game, Classic was reasonably well set up, but I really wanted to see more Stalkers and see him actually engage Serel outside the base a little bit. I do think that's the secret. I remember watching that Shin series against Showtime, thinking Showtime was locked down because he had Mass Cannon Storm, and it was exactly the same. The Zerg was able to set up the perfect Hydra Bane surround and just crush through. I think Classic was a little too greedy, not respecting the power of Hydra Bane. I think he had to make some more mobile units, a few more Stalkers, to try and engage these armies outside of his base. Just more Stalkers, more Storm. And I think that would have worked out. I could be wrong. You guys let me know your theories in the comments. But right now, we are watching the death animation of a Protoss who just has no recourse. What can he do? You know, abandon his 3rd. His 4th's already being cleared. Does push the Lings away, but it's overrunning time. Serral's got a Spire on the way as well. Classic's going to try and go by for a base trade, but he's leaving his base as Serral's already inside his. Oh, and Serral's got a bit of a natural surround with the rally here. He's going to try and pull his Lurkers back a little bit. Oh, he's going to try and engage the army as Classic. There's no Adaptive Talons just yet. Does get some good Storms. I mean, this is a little ball of Protoss. Deep on creep now with an army of Zerg coming in from all sides. The Lurkers do get massive Storms on their face. Dude, great Storms right now for Classic, but he's out of Storm now. The Ling Hydra comes in, the Queens come in, the Lurkers from the right side. It's a complete surround, and Classic is going to have to tap out. Of course, he's just coming to grips right now with the reality of what's happened. He says, GG, well played. Serel with an excellent Hydra Bane bust for the 2nd time in this series, and he gets a resounding 5-2 victory and his 3rd World Championship. 2018, he managed to take down Stats. 2022, he took down Raynor 4-3, his closest World Championship. And now again in 2025. That's a 7-year streak, 3 World Championships, the most dominant champion player we have ever seen in all of StarCraft 2, and once again cementing himself as the greatest of all time. GG, well played.